لكن تحديت الظروف وخضتها وحدي صبورا مستعينا بالصلاة. كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أسى محن تمر، وكم كرهت مصابها.
The course of the last 2 months, I've always mentioned the currency exchange, you know, the difference between the pound and the various currencies across the world. And I highlighted that all of these charities that go and deliver food packs, and they're making a crazy margin. And I'm going to show you 2 videos, one in Lebanon, one in Turkey, to show you how much the pound makes a difference. So when they want a pack for £30 or £50 or £60 or an emergency fund for £100, I could assure you, are not spending all that £100. They're not spending all that £30. They are spending a nominal amount of that because of the profit margin, meaning the margins in the currency between the pound and whatever currency where they're operating in, Lebanon, Egypt, or whatever. Watch these 2 videos and you will see the difference. Have a watch.
Hey, we're gonna see what $5 can get us in Lebanon. Let's go. Alright, first things first, time to get this haircut. So I found a local barber who said he'd cut it for $120. I was a little concerned he didn't know what he was doing, but actually, it turned out alright. Turns out he's a really sweet old man. Okay, into a convenience store, grab the water bottle and a Toblerone.
Is this on this?
Yeah. 24. Alright, I got this 1.5 liter of water and Toblerone. Now I have about $1 left. And then I popped into McDonald's and saw this epic deal, $30,000 for a coffee and a croissant. This croissant is manusha flavored. Had a sip of coffee, and that's what you can get for $5 in Lebanon.
What does £1 get you in Turkey?
This is 40 lira.
Which is basically a pound. Let's go. Alright, I lied. It's gonna blow our total budget. Now, it's time to pay. Hello. Can I have 1 bag, please? 1 bag.
Poşet.
Bag, yes, poşet.
37.
How much?
37,5.
40? Oh. Cheaper than I thought. Receipt? Thank you. I've got change on top. Mad. Bro, I'm very confused as to why I got change back. So that was even cheaper than a pound. That's probably like 85p. I got all this for 85p. Bro, in London, you're getting one sweet for 85p.
See the currency exchange. For £1, what you get in Turkey, 40 liras. Look what you got. And look in Lebanon, where all of these charities are operating in these Lebanese food packs that they're giving to the Syrian refugees, those Lajis, or these Lajiin. He got a haircut, did it for $5, which is £3. For £3, he got a haircut. He bought a 1.5 litre bottle of water with a Toblerone chocolate. Went to Mackey's for 30,000 Lebanese pounds, which is 90 cents, which is probably about 70 pence UK sterling. He got a croissant, got a hot chocolate, and he got something else. All in £3. So how much is it these food packs? You look at these packs, right? Obviously, it's a bit bigger. All they'll have is like a few oils, lentils, cheese, and all of these items, I could assure you, after speaking to some mashayikh in Egypt, considering the Egyptian pound and the Lebanese pound, you see that American tourist in Lebanon, for $5, look what he got. He went and had a haircut, for crying out loud. In the UK, you can't have a haircut for like 10, 15 quid. And then he went at Mackey's. Mackey's, you know what, if you buy a hot chocolate, a croissant, it'll cost you probably about 8, 9 quid. And in Lebanon, you're buying, what, cheese, lentils, water, you know, you could say some sanitaries and whatnot, but you're buying in bulk anyway. Is it really costing you 30 quid? Huh? Is it really costing you 30 quid? They're making margins out of food packs. They're making margins out of orphans, for crying out loud. And in my next video, I've got a charity that is making margins out of wells. They're all doing it. It's a profitable business. And it is a business. They are scavengers. They exploit zakat. As these capitalist charities living in the West think margin, think profit, think dollars, yens, pounds, euros. And it's happening across the pond, it's happening in Australia, it's happening everywhere. Items that will be purchased as part of this Ramadan pack or winter pack will be purchased naturally in the country where they are operating. They won't be exporting them from the UK or the US. They'll be purchasing these items in Lebanon, or if they're purchasing items to support the Gazans, they will be ideally purchasing the items in Egypt because they can then transport it via the Rafah crossing or all the other 6 crossings to support our Palestinian brothers and sisters. And then you have the Egyptian currency, the exchange rate and whatnot. Now, items will be purchased in bulk. That's how it works. When you're buying huge amounts, you will purchase in bulk because the warehouses would naturally then reduce the items or the prices per item because you're purchasing many. And that's how they wholesale items. As you can see on screen, right, this is just a random website in Lebanon, right? Some brother brought me this information, and as you can see, the Lebanese currency is very, very weak, and you can see that flour and sugar. I'm just giving you basic essentials as a benchmark, and you can see in US dollars it's practically nothing. It's $1, etc., etc., or even less. Now, the pound is stronger than the US dollar, so what will happen is the item will be costing practically nothing. And imagine each pound that you exchange, you will be getting significantly more Lebanese pounds. It's funny, isn't it? Lebanese pounds, Egyptian pounds. Strange they use the currency pound. What am I indicating? Charities, unfortunately, use the verse وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا, which is a quiet conversation that they have amongst themselves, and they operate in this manner. What am I indicating? I explained in my previous video where I had Hafiz Usama discuss the verse وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا, those who collect the charity, as the charity has different people that are entitled to it. So when you put the costs in front of these charities, right, we need to know that every single penny that they are raising from us is being spent, because we have a right to know what is happening with our money. So one specific fundraiser, and I do believe they're mercenaries, unfortunately, generally speaking. I asked these charities, you have raised 32,000 roughly pound sterling with the exchange rate. That's something ridiculous using the currency exchange, as you can see on screen. وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا, that they have a share in the zakat or whatever funds that are raised, because they are working towards raising those funds. Question to the charities I'd like to ask that are operating in Lebanon, because I'm moving away from Gaza because I've done about 6-7 videos. I think I'm under the impression people have got the message. So those who are operating in Lebanon, all the money that you've raised, especially when you're supporting the Syrian refugees in Lebanon, you'll be using Lebanese pounds to purchase your items to support them. Are you spending every single penny that you have raised? So £1 is 116 Lebanese pounds. Use a conversion rate, buy those purchasing those winter packs, Ramadan packs. You're spending every single penny. And number 2, you are not taking from the zakat, as per the abuse of the verse, وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا, that we, as per the aqsam of those who are entitled to the zakat, as-sadaqatu here, as we know, is the farida zakat. You're not taking that. You're not taking any of the zakat money, right? So, documentation is the only way you'll prove it. Every item in bulk that you purchased, there needs to be a paper trail, right? There needs to be a paper trail. Because if you ask me, right, personally, my honest opinion is that based on the conversion rate, if you have 32 billion Lebanese pounds, wallah al-azim, you know how many people that can survive with 32 billion Egyptian pounds, or Lebanese pounds. I keep saying Egyptian because of Gaza. Honestly, it's beyond my imagination. These emergency appeals, especially with Gaza, we know the situation, but now that those who are operating in Lebanon, because I've heard brothers contact me and said, Haji, what about Lebanon? Let's piece the jigsaw together. And we're going to ask the same questions. So ask these questions. We're not going to allow Islam to be monetized. We're not going to allow zakat and lillah and sadaqah to be abused by some. Okay, as I said before, we can't paint all the charity sector with one brush. But ultimately, there's an issue, and this needs to be addressed. And the only way this is going to be addressed, not just by videos, not just by photos, not just by testimonials, we need to see documentation and a paper trail. Because it's our wealth and we've got the right to ask. So take care of yourselves. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن، إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن، إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن. سفري بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني، وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني. ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني، وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني. تمر ساعة